We met through Unlocked Futures, which is an accelerator fund that we started to help people who've been impacted by the mass incarceration system. And I came to learn a little bit more about your background and your own personal story and how it relates to jails and mass incarceration.
My story is deeply tied to jail. I experienced some sexual abuse as a child, and I never dealt with that. I didn't have the tools to deal with that as a child and even a young adult. Yeah. And so I turned to drugs and alcohol as a solution, as a way to numb those feelings and that pain, right? There's typically like one direction that heads.
Yeah, it's not a good direction.
Jails and institutions and eventually death.
My mother went into a depression that she tried to medicate with illicit drugs, and she ended up in the jail system as well. And so I know what that feels like. So explain the difference between jail and prison.
A jail is really just kind of a step on the path to prison, right? And the time there is typically used to hold people during the trial process. It's a system that's built to instill fear.
A lot of people that are in jail are people that got there because they couldn't afford a fine, and then the penalties that they couldn't pay back led to arrest, and they end up in jail. 3 out of the 5 people that are in our jails right now are there without having even been convicted of a crime.
That's right.
And a lot of them may have a bail amount that's been determined by a judge, but they can't afford it. So essentially they're locked up because they're poor.
The cost to me was astronomical in fees and fines, but also opportunity. Trying to maintain a job, trying to maintain a relationship with my family, trying to maintain all of these things that we consider to be life could be snatched from me at any moment because I have this warrant because I couldn't pay a bill.
Is there something in the jail that is meant to help that, or meant to make that better, make your life better? Did you notice that?
I didn't notice that because it doesn't exist.
And at no point did anyone say, you have a cycle that needs to be broken through help.
That's right.
We need to help with your addiction. If we want real freedom for our country, if we want our country to be the best country it can be, that means investing in all the kinds of solutions that will help people live a better life, rather than spending it on locking people up and keeping them away from their families and their community.
We need to take a look in the mirror and just say, hey, is this who we want to be as a nation? We have to get out there, we have to vote, and we have to move the agenda forward.